Hello and welcome back. We are working on the project management foundational elements. Let's look at the triple constraints of a project. So the triple constraints of a project are scope, time and cost. Between the three triple constraints resides quality. So quality is achieved by balancing scope, time and cost, and ultimately customer is looking at the quality. You might finish the job on time, but if it is poor quality, the customer won't be happy. You might finish on cost, but then if it is poor quality, the customer won't be happy either. So irrespective of how you do the work, customer satisfaction is achieved from the perceived quality of the product. Therefore, it is paramount for you to even ask the customer, what kind of quality do you want? Most of us, we don't bother to ask such questions. We only ask, what is the scope? What are the features you want? What is the time and what is the budget? And then once we get all these three things, we simply go into our cubicle and start doing the programming, start doing the construction, start working on the project. Then after 6 months, once you emerge with your product, customer looks at it and say, this is not what I wanted, or this is not the right quality. But I thought, I finished on time, on cost, on scope. No, customer satisfaction is only achieved from the quality. So the example, let's say there is a pizza delivery company in your neighborhood and they promise to deliver a pizza to you within 30 minutes and they charge you $30 for the pizza. So let's say you order one. It arrives within 30 minutes, just dot on time. The company doesn't overcharge you. They still charge you the $30. And when you open, there is the entire pizza out there. But as soon as you cut out a slice and eat, you realize that the pizza is not properly done. It is soggy. It is not even properly baked. So it was delivered on time, it was on cost, and it is the complete pizza. But are you happy? No. Why? Because the quality of the product is not as per your standard. You were expecting it to be the right way done, but it is not. Therefore, again, you can see that customer satisfaction is only achieved from the quality. Now, if let's say the customer comes in and says, let us increase the scope of the project. Could you add some extra features? So when extra features are added in the scope has increased, what happens to time and cost? If now you want to deliver these additional features within the same time and the same cost, can you see that time has increased? Because now you are doing more features. So one of the other two sides has to give way. When scope increases and if you take the same time, what takes toll is the quality of the product, because now you have to deliver more in less time. So maybe you will do a half-baked product. Maybe you won't test it. You will just release it. If you really want to deliver more features, then you will need more time, and more time equals more cost. So as you can see, to keep the three aspects in balance, to achieve the right quality, you would have to increase the time and the cost. So let us understand in the next slide. So let us look at the concept again. Project management often talk about the triple constraint in managing the competing projects requirements. So these triple constraints mean project time, cost and scope. Quality is affected by balancing these three factors, and if any one of the three factors is impacted, then the project quality will definitely be impacted. So keep in mind, customer satisfaction is achieved from the good quality of the product. Even if you deliver on time, on cost, on scope, but quality is not good, they are ultimately not happy. And we have seen countless projects that took longer, costed more, but in the end the quality was so good that the customer was able to forego the extra time or the extra cost that it took to build it. Remember, as a project manager, what is your real goal? Why are you hired? Why are you here in the first place? The main purpose of the project manager is to deliver the product, service or result on scope, on time, on budget, and on the required quality. So if you didn't even bother to ask what quality do you want, then it is going to be very difficult for you to deliver quality. You might only deliver scope, time and cost, but in the end, customer won't be happy. So the next time you do a project, make sure you also request and understand what quality do they want. Now, also be aware that you cannot simply ask what quality do you want, because most of the time the customer will say, of course, I want the best. This is again a problem for you. You know, I hate these superlatives because best really doesn't define anything. Does it tell you what feature do they want? So when people start to use such terms like I want the best, I want state of the art, very nice words, but to be frank, they don't tell me anything about the product. So it is better to define the best into tangible. Do you want 6 sigma quality? Do you want 3 sigma quality? How many microns? How many centimeters? How many millimeters? If something is measurable, it is possible to deliver it. But if something is intangible, something that you can't even fathom, then it's very difficult. Why? Because if the customer says, I want the best, so you go in your hole and you dig and you create the product in the next 6 months and you deliver it to the customer. That's because you have really done your best. But when the customer looks at the product, they say, is this your best? You know, my best is here and your best is here. So who will bridge the gap? How will you do this? Because the definition of best was not defined earlier. So customer can be slippery. They can change this. They can raise the benchmark and say, if you deliver silver quality, they would expect gold quality. If you deliver gold quality, then they would expect platinum quality. So it is important to define the quality, the scope, the time, cost, all this before you start to do the manufacturing, the execution, the delivery, the construction, all these different names that might be applicable in the different industries. I hope you get a better idea about project management and the triple constraints. And now you're beginning to realize the role of a project manager is really pretty big. Alright, with this we end this section. In the next lesson, you are going to see the difference between project, programs, portfolios and operations. So continue to the next lesson and get a better understanding. See you on the other side.